cardigan that I made for someone in my family.
My hand is like dying. It hurts really bad.
That is the amount of ends.
Hi. I haven't checked in for a while, and that's because I haven't really been making anything. I've had several exams, dislocated my knee, lots of things are going on, but I wanted to check in because I've run out of yarn for both of the projects that I was working on. Number one that I don't know if I showed you guys was this beanie, and this beanie, it's kind of easy to see. I've been alternating 5 rows of single crochet and 5 rows of double crochet, and all in back loops only, so that it's creating a ribbed effect, but it's creating this kind of cool texture. And I've literally run out of yarn at like 19 inches. And usually hats I need like 21, 22 inches. So I'm gonna have to buy another skein of yarn literally just to finish out this tiniest bit of this hat. Which sucks because it's not coming off, but this is a very like olivey, I mean, I guess it's kind of coming off of what it looks like in real life. It's a very olivey green, and I was making it into a hat because I didn't know what else to make it into, and now I'm gonna have to buy another skein of this to finish this hat, and I'm not gonna know what to do with the rest of that skein. So literally just introducing another problem we love. So that is that guy, and this is for someone's birthday in my family. My part of my family, 4 of them have birthdays at the same time, and they're all related, so I'm making all their presents. And then the final gift was going to be this cardigan, and the funny thing about this cardigan is that it's so close to being done. One sleeve done, front panels, back panel done, second sleeve so close to being done before I ran out of the red, but I'm going to need to do a red ribbing anyway, and I'm also need to probably get some buttons as well, so that it just has some cute buttons. But the cool thing about this is that this yarn that makes up like the majority of it, the reason I started using an alternate color, which, funny story, is originally I started doing the alternate color in white and then undid it because it looked terrible, like my mom said it would. And so then I switched it out for this autumn red by Karen Simply Soft. But this color is actually a discontinued color, and I only had 3 skeins of it. So that's why it has an alternating sleeve color and is going to have a different color ribbing than the rest of it. Is because I made this front panels and the back panel without realizing that I was going to run out. And then I realized I was going to run out, and then I looked it up and I was like, oh, I can't get more of this very easily. So yeah, so I finished basically an entire cardigan this month. I'll have to double check when I started it and put it here. But yeah, and it's really, I've not made a plain cardigan like this before. Most of my cardigans have been messes, to be honest, except for the one that I did right before this, my rat cardigan, which is a very special cardigan to me, and I'm really not even sure how I did it, but it came out freaking awesome. So I tried to do a similar thing and make a big back panel, and actually I made the front and the back panel, there's no seaming because this is all one piece. So I started with literally just the bottom and then just crocheted up and then separated to where the sleeve holes were going to be, and then did some decreasing in the armpit and in the front, so that we've got this front that slopes in like a cardigan you would buy from the store.
I wanted to show you guys the very finished product, the cardigan that I made for someone in my family. I have this marker to add a button to it so that it would have a clasp front, and it's pretty cropped, so it's definitely meant for, pants that are actually panting. But I really love how this turned out. The sleeves are giving stripe. It's like October 10th. My voice sounds a little weird because I'm coming down with something a little bit. I've had a sore throat for like 3 days, but that's about it. Maybe a little bit of a cough. But I wanted to check in because I haven't checked in a long time. And currently working on weaving in ends on my sweater, which last you saw I was in progress on the back panel. And so that is now finished and sewn together to the front panel, and now, like I said, I'm weaving an end. So I've got one side that's fully done on the neckline, it's sewn in, on the side it's sewn in, working on the other side of the neckline right now, and then probably the other side of the front, and then the back. Just for reference, this is about how many, every row has like 2 ends that need to go in. So that is the amount of ends, but we're working. I just finished adding ribbing to the neckline and the armholes, and going to add some to the bottom, working on it. That little flap ribbing there. On the sides, don't mind, I weaved in all the ends from the front panel and the back panel on the side panels, but I just finished the ribbing, so I haven't weaved those in yet, and I'm also wearing something underneath. The fit is a bit tight, but it's just tight enough that I think when I block it, it'll be like a good fit, like it's snug, but it's not too snug. It's also ended up more cropped than I thought, and I think that some of that is the tightness. But the tightness comes in the hound's tooth. But I love it so much. It's super cute. This with some black jeans, maybe a black turtleneck underneath if it's cold out. This is giving Halloween. It's giving everything I want it to give. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Again, there's going to be some bunching. This actually looks really good from the side, but on the inside, there's a lot of bunching at the seams. And so that'll kind of be worked out when it's steamed as well. Also, it's also kind of giving snatched for some reason. I think because of the side panels, it's giving like the illusion of like that going in, which is cool and nice. But yeah, this is my Halloween sweater vest so far. I did a decrease it's pretty significant, I guess, but I actually like that a lot. And the arms, I just did really short ribbing. I did like four double crochet across, and then on the neckline I did 8, and on the bottom I think I'm doing 10, maybe a little bit more. It's about 3 inches. So yeah, this is where we're at. randomly checking in to show you guys the current progress. That is all one piece together. And I just finished tonight making some more squares and then finishing off some squares. So I just finished off those two, put these together, made this one, and am now finishing that off. And then I have 4 squares ready to go for the next one, but I think that they're all too nice, so I need to kind of block it out with some more solid squares in between going on here, but I really like it so far. Okay, I have added some more, so now I've got a second row. They're all attached just right here, not in between the 2 squares, and of course all the ends are not woven in. But I'm really liking how this is turning out. I tried to coordinate the squares so that we've kind of got like black and white across from each other, black and white across from each other, but flipped. You know, kind of got that corner there, mixing up those corners. That's the same yarn. That's technically the same yarn. Mixing up a little bit there. The red, I really didn't like how it looked when the red was in this corner. It just felt a little bit too similar, so I wanted to mix it up and make sure that they looked like they were kind of different. And so I like that. I'm okay with that. And then this, I did these 2 squares because these 2 are ones that came from a sweater that I made, so I wanted to make sure that the sweater ones were separated out because they were a lot more colorful and had things going on like that. But overall, I mean, it's definitely a standout, but within the blanket, I think it flows okay. I think I really like this. So I think I'm liking doing like one square that's really interesting and is color changing, kind of per 4 block. For example, this one's color changing, that one's color changing, that one's color changing, but it's kind of ugly. Color change. The blues have a lot more color changes because I just have a lot more blue scrap. In fact, I need to go look in my closet and see if I can find some more blue, some more gray scrap, because I really only have these colors and I don't want the squares to be the same, especially since the blue and the green are going to be quite different. Same with kind of the tans. I don't want to do, you know, the same colors the whole time because those are 2 different pinks. And then I'll have another different pink in the next square and another different red. So that should balance out. Anyways, current progress. Okay, so here's some yarn I took from my stash that I'm going to be adding to the mix. So here we have some sparkly Big Twist Twinkle in kind of a maroony color. This I'm going to add to this kind of area just to have another multicolor to kind of balance out. Another gray, again, to add variation to the black and white panels. Adding this blue, I don't actually really need another blue, but I do want to just add this to mix it in since I have it, and it's not a lot. Plus, it'll balance out with the, this is Caron Simply Soft, and I have another Caron Simply Soft red that's closer to this color, so adding those 2, seeing those textures will balance. I already talked about this one. These 2 are just scrap balls, but they obviously have some red and green and yellow, and I want to add more yellow because that pop there, I'm going to need more yellow for these, and I have a big skein of yellow, but I want to see and try and use some scrap first. Same for the yellow in here. This is literally just yellow and green, and so I know it looks like really turquoise, but I'm going to balance this out and change this out because there's double twined from a previous project I tried to make, so I'm going to separate those out and then make some kind of scrappy balls to make more panels. So I need to make 20 panels, 4 of each color family for the next row, and I want a total of 5 columns or 5 rows. I want it to be 5 by 5, so we need to get to work. Okay, last update for tonight, the 22nd. My hand is like dying. It hurts really bad, which is probably not good. But last check-in, we had 2 rows, so I put this together, this square, stitched together these 3 squares, or made those 3 squares, made these 3 squares, stitched them together, so that'll be for the next row. I made these 3 squares ready for the next row. These 4 squares I already had made. I think I'm gonna have these 2 be together. No. I definitely want to use this one. These 2 can be together. I want these 2 together, I guess, and I need to make 2 more squares for that. 2 more squares to go with these 2, because I've got these types of squares already in, already in, you know, right there and right there. And then I've got a lot of color going on in each of these, and so I kind of want to start breaking it up, so we need to start kind of separating it out. So I basically have the startings of 2 squares, half of 2 squares there, almost a square here, 2 squares there that need to be rounded out. I also have another one of these guys. Again, I want these to have, you know, carry on some of the, maybe like that. Nope, that puts things too similar. That is also too similar. Yeah. I don't like that these are the same color, but you separate those and the brown. So those are the same as they can be. Yeah, that's kind of what this is fussing around. But we're almost at, you know, we're getting really close to 3 squares. We're getting really close to 3 squares already of, and it's starting to look a lot more like an actual blanket, which is awesome. Never mind the fact that there's a bunch of ends to weave in on the other side, but this is the current progress.